today to try to convince TIAA-CREF that since they talk about socially responsible investing, that they stop investing in companies that aid the Israeli occupation of Palestine.
Have they indicated that they're hearing what you have to say?
Well, they did indicate indirectly with SodaStream, who exist in their main factory is in a illegal settlement in the West Bank, and they have apparently taken all their funds out of SodaStream. They haven't acknowledged that they've acceded to our request to divest, but practically speaking, it appears that they have.
Do you know if there have been any votes at shareholder meetings about this?
They won't let us have a vote. There was a very significant movement among shareholders to vote on Veolia, and the company received permission from the SEC to not hold the vote, and the board arbitrarily decided that. They're afraid to let the shareholders vote on that.
Now, is there a meeting today?
There is a meeting today in Charlotte. That's where they're having their national meeting, in Charlotte. And there's, of course, a demonstration going on there as well as in New York, Los Angeles, and many other places.
The American Friends Service Committee is doing in regards to divest. They just shouldn't be investing in those things because it's not fair to the Palestinians. They have a right to live in their.
I'm here to celebrate TIAA-CREF's decision to sell off its stock in SodaStream. We have been demonstrating for a year to ask them to divest from all companies that do business in the West Bank, and their decision to sell off SodaStream is so exciting. But I also am here because we're still demonstrating, and because TIAA-CREF still is investing in organizations, businesses like Veolia, and I would like them to eliminate all companies that do business on the West Bank.
For me, this is just one more step of the long campaign of the boycott, divestment, sanction movement in response to the Palestinian 2005 call to end the occupation, the right of return, and equity for all Israelis, Palestinians.
Percent of my friends are political or Gaza.
We have been demonstrating monthly outside of TIAA-CREF's office for the past year and a half. Many of us have shareholder plans at TIAA-CREF. Many of us are concerned citizens. Many of us work at institutions that have TIAA-CREF retirement plans. We've asked for TIAA-CREF to divest from corporations that profit from the Israeli occupation of Palestine, an occupation that is illegal under international law and results in countless numbers of egregious human rights violations every day. Violations such as systematic home demolitions of Palestinian communities, restricting freedom of movement to prevent people from accessing schools, hospitals, and businesses, and militarized violence. A month ago, we learned something very exciting that we knew would be a major breakthrough in this campaign. We knew that TIAA-CREF had chosen to sell off one of the corporations that profits from the occupation of Palestine. And today we're very excited to reveal which corporation that was. And we have the corporation right here in this box. So without further ado, let us reveal the big surprise breakthrough announcement. TIAA-CREF sold off all its stock in SodaStream earlier this year. more than $10 million worth of investments in stocks and bonds. SodaStream, of course, manufactures its products in an Israeli settlement, which is built on stolen Palestinian land and uses Palestinian labor exploitatively. We're thrilled that TIAA-CREF has made the right decision to sell off all of its stock and investments in SodaStream, as this is a corporation that clearly is not an investment for the greater good. But at the same time, TIAA-CREF still has more than $2 billion invested in other corporations that profit from the occupation of Palestine, including Veolia Environment, which operates segregated transportation for Israeli settlers in the West Bank. Hundreds of shareholders earlier this year filed a resolution for TIAA-CREF to divest from these corporations. All they asked was that TIAA-CREF put it to a vote so that we shareholders could decide. A corporation that prides itself on socially responsible investment and listening to its shareholders and shareholder advocacy stifled this attempt to have the resolution on the vote. And we don't forget that. And we demand that TIAA-CREF recognize its shareholders and its shareholders' concerns.
Well, welcome to the TIAA-CREF shareholders meeting. We invest your money for the greater good.
But you invest in Veolia. They run a segregated bus system in the West Bank.
And Veolia runs a garbage dump for settlers on stolen Palestinian land.
We don't
want our money going
to
Veolia.
Sorry, we've decided that we're not going to let you vote to get rid of Veolia. We're running the show, not you.
But you're using our money to oppress Palestinians.
But we can't change any of our socially conscious investments that oppress Palestinians.
But today we heard that you took all your money out of SodaStream, a company headquartered in an illegal settlement in the West Bank.
That's completely different. That's something that we decided, not you. Now it's your money, but we get to decide whatever we want to do with it.
You haven't heard the last of us. We're going to bring back more and more people until we make you divest. Justice for Palestine.
Dump Veolia. Justice for Palestine. Dump Veolia.
So this is the card that we're going to be delivering to TIAA-CREF to thank them for their decision to sell off all of their SodaStream stock today. This is to the staff and the management here at TIAA-CREF. I don't know if you know, we've been demonstrating outside for over a year now about the investments in the West Bank. Okay. And you decided to sell off all of your SodaStream stock all of a sudden. Okay. And I want to thank them for doing that. SodaStream was getting a lot of money right now, and they chose to sell it off. Okay. And that was a big deal. I'm an investor in TIAA-CREF, and I am an investor in the Social Responsibility Fund, and it means a lot to me that TIAA-CREF's moving on in this way. Thank you so very much.